So let us talk about these fact-finding techniques one by one. Starting from the first one, studying of existing documents, forms and files. Okay, so basically this is the process of collecting representative sample of documents, forms and records. What documents, what form, what files, what records. For example, organization chart. Okay, this is very useful. It tells you about organization unit. So you in the chart it might say something about the sales market department, marketing department, human resource department, and so on and so on. And it might talk about something, it might say something about their business function. Okay, so basically, for example, if you are an outsourcing company and working for another company to develop an information system for them, this is very useful because now you can know the structure of the organization that you are going to be working with, how many departments there are, how many bosses, how many managers, and and so on. Who is looking over, which boss is looking after which unit, and that sort of information. Okay. The second type of document, forms and records are, for example, memos or other documents that describe the problem. Okay, so if, for example, the problems that you are going to be building the information system for solving the problem have been discussed in the organization previously, for example, in formal meetings. Okay, in this case, there might be meeting reports that discuss the problem. Okay, so in this case, easy. Gather all those reports, study what people say in the meeting, and you already learned something about the problem that you are going to be working with. Okay. Some organization might have some standard operating procedure for certain business tasks. Okay. Some organization call this SOP. Okay. So basically this is manual of how the organization do certain business tasks. For example, how to deal with student registration, how to deal with customer requests. In that document, it will state the procedure step by step, that customer comes in, do this, do that, and so on. Okay, studying these documents, you will understand more about how the organization deal with certain business tasks. Okay, you can study blank and completed forms. Okay, so basically if you go into, especially government organization, they will give you a form. You have to fill in a form in order to ask for some requests. Okay, private organizations are quite similar. In order to apply for certain service, sometimes you have to fill in some forms as well. Okay, studying these forms can be quite useful because you will understand how data are involved in some of the business tasks. You will see that, hey, your customer have to fill in this information, that information, and so on. Okay, completed form actually give us better clue as to what information are specified. Okay, so blank form, you only see that, hey, I have to specify this information here, this information there, and so on. Okay, completed form, on the other hand, is more interesting. It has already some information filled in. Now you can see better how people react to this form. Okay, some people might try to put some information that cannot fit into the form somewhere. Okay, so in this case, you know that this form is not perfect. You have to add some new box for gathering more information, for example. Okay, so blank and completed forms are particularly useful for data modeling, which we will be talking about later. Okay, some organizations, sometimes they have already built an information system before. Okay, it might be exactly the same as the information system you are going to be building, because you are going to be improving that system or whatever. Okay, so in that case, studying their manuals and computerized screen and reports are very useful. Okay, because in this case we can see how the system is used in practice. Okay, well, maybe the system is no good. Okay, the technology might be too old. The people don't like to use the system. But in any case, knowing what the system does still gives you a big advantage in analyzing and designing the new system. Okay, sample of databases. In this case, I also include, so sometimes organizations have already gathered data in some form. Okay, hotel reservation. These days, the staff might have already gathered customer information in Excel, in Access, or in Microsoft Word, or in whatever. Okay, so we may study these data that people have gathered so far in order to understand more about the data that is involved in the process of, well, in the business process. Okay, again, this is useful for modeling data. Okay, in the hotel reservation system, for example, okay, some of these documents should be something that you studied first. For example, forms blanked and completed, the form that the customer used for checking in. Okay, the memo used for recording reservation details. So when a customer gives us a call, how does the reception, take notes of this reservation request? Okay, memo used for outlining room allocation. So how does the staff know which room are available and which room are not? Okay, you might ask for reports, okay, which might be in Excel, in graphs, in whatever, that people prepare for the management staff. Okay, so let me tell you that this technique of studying documents, forms, reports are very useful, and it should be something that you should have done in the beginning of your requirement discovery task. Okay, not only it gives you some ideas about the organization, the problem that you are going to be working with, the business process involved, the data involved, but it also prepare you for the, once you have better understanding of all these things, you can better prepare the subsequent requirement discovery task.